Are we live?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes. Oh, all right. She's all California girl down in her orange, Myra, as you would say.
Orange.
I know. She looks beautiful in her orange,
I
doesn't
know
she?
she's all sun kissed and just like the oranges and wearing the
Mm-hmm.
orange.
Fine. Do I have a tan now for real? That'll be
Oh, you
good.
do have color. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the rest of us. Myra, how are you?
I am apparently I'm nowhere near the sun. I'm all purpley, like I need oxygen and sun.
Some O2. And
Yeah.
Stephen Hill, still nesting.
Yeah, no, I got it's great. Jaden's here. Jaden's here for a couple of days before he goes back
Oh.
for his sophomore year. So we went out and get something to eat today and over to Burbank, and he wants to go to downtown LA. I don't know why, but look forward to it. So, get to hang with my boy, and most importantly, and you'll see this on Instagram later today. Most importantly, register to vote today. Got him to register. I changed my address while he was registering to vote where he's from. So
you're the second person that told me that they were doing that today. J. Anthony Brown called me. He was so proud this morning. He was going to register in his new place and was very excited. And I was like, don't forget to record it. Yeah. So very nice. Yeah. And you
want a tattoo, by the way. Just want to point out, you want a tattoo. I was like, there's no way you're getting a tattoo before you register to vote.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got that first part taken care of. Young Kwyn, you are in your official office?
Yes, this is my new office at LMU. We took the students to go see Jay Ellis's book signing.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, oh
shoot! Did everyone have an imaginary friend or just me? It's a memoir book, and he signed it, which is also cool. So shout out to Jay Ellis and the babies.
For those of us that are fans of Insecure. Yes, Jay Ellis was
Lawrence. Yeah. And I was able to meet Daniel. I was walking outside. To give a thank you to the coordinator because we bought these tickets last minute. And I said, thank you so much, Miss April, because it was Malik's Books in LA that really brought this event to Inglewood. Mm-hmm. So I was walking outside to give a thank you card. And when I was walking back in, I was on my phone and I was, frustrated because I think a student was texting me asking me if they could get a drink or something, even though they're underage. And I look up. And it's Daniel from Insecure. Ooh. Daniel. Ooh. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then his friends are laughing. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna have to get a picture. And if you know, when I saw Jennifer Hudson at Stephen Hill's Ashante Moore's show, I literally was frozen as well, where I couldn't even get a picture with her. I was just like, how many? I am. But I can't breathe. But thank you. So I saw Daniel. I was like, can I get a picture with you? Like, do you have a capacity, consent? He was like, yes. I said, okay, cool. So he got a picture. And he smells so good. I love when fine men smell good.
Oh,
I do too.
And he was just like, no problem. Thank you for all that you do. And I was like, got him a chance to talk to our students too. So it was just really cool. Like, now I know in LA, I'm going to have to get my eyebrows done every week. I'm going to have to make sure that my deodorant is 24 hours.
That's your takeaway?
I am not going to be caught slipping because
it's LA.
It's LA.
Oh, my God. You always got to be ready.
No, don't fall into that trap. Be you, however you are, and that's enough.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. No, Brian. Sorry. No, it's not. It's LA. My bad. I was wrong.
Because sometimes you got to send your representative.
It's LA.
I was just saying, so if I take a picture with somebody, I will go ahead and post it because we both look cute. But when I did see Issa Rae, I was like, there's no way I can stand next to Issa Rae. Like, she's breathtakingly gorgeous. But it was a great event. Our students are finishing up their summer program here. Classes start August 26th. We have our Black Student Welcome Week, their first yard show. It's going to be happening on August 30th. So I'm really excited. And we have some guests that are coming on campus in the fall. So I'm just excited. And I start my PhD classes next week.
And then there's that.
Yes. So I'm getting my PhD in applied sociology.
Nice.
So next week. So pray for me.
Absolutely. Prayers ongoing that you get your brows done on a regular. That's my fervent prayer.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad. Myra, other than the pink storm or purple storm that you're living through, everything good?
Everything's good here. Everything's very, very good in my world. I have nothing to complain about. Therefore, I shall not complain.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get this party started then. Kwyn is going to be with us throughout the show today, and we're going to talk about her story in the What You Need to Know newsletter as our LGBTQIA contributor. This is her day. Oh, actually, she has 2 days a week. But in today's newsletter, Kwyn looks at the out loud and proud Olympic athletes.
Yeah, so this year, Paris 2024 Olympics hit a record-breaking number of out athletes. It was 191 this year. And by out, that means that they are publicly affirming their sexual identity. So there could be way more. And those are the folks who choose to go ahead and keep their identity hidden because it is a choice. You don't have to share it. You can go ahead and do what you want to do. But I think it's important because every time we talk about these queer news, these different names that we hear about, being murdered, or even when we have folks like Morgan that came on last week, it just helps put a face to the identities and like put a face to the advocacy. So when we talk about these different bills and why it's important to vote, then you guys will be like, oh, okay, let me think about so-and-so. But a few things that I thought was interesting was when they broke it down with that majority of the out athletes actually came from the women's basketball team, overwhelming number. And there was a number of only 20 male identifying out athletes. And so this is a growing trend. They do see this trend increasing because it was like 180 in the Olympics. I forgot where it was before Paris.
Tokyo.
In the was that 2023? 2022. We all said 3 different years.
Well, I know it was postponed from 20 to 21.
Right. Yeah, so the Tokyo Olympics, it was around 183. So this is going to be an ongoing trend. But you have folks like Sha'Carri, who went ahead and came out and identified as bi and queer. You also have the first trans athlete for U.S. I know the last name is like Hiltz. I think it's Nikki Hiltz. Mm-hmm. But you also have folks who identify as gender non-binary who competed as athletes this year. So I encourage you guys to go ahead and check out the AP article that I put in the newsletter, because it does identify folks by name, but also by what sports they play. And you see it's a spectrum from basketball to track to gym to somebody that did, I think it was one of those like heavy ball lifting. I'm not a sports person, but yes, they are great at what they do. And I appreciate them for what they contributed to the United States. But yeah, I'm looking forward to more folks feeling comfortable in themselves. And hopefully this will help, more youth feel comfortable in themselves too. So, yeah.
Nice. When you started with this, did you come upon this article? Or did you seriously look in terms of, was there something that compelled you to or impelled you to do this story? Because I know that they also, they opened their first, Pride headquarters or for all the athletes, a house for them.
Yeah, so I would say I wanted to focus specifically on the Olympics because that's what's heavy in the news coverage right now. But just following like our conversation last week about the Algerian boxer. And so folks would actually properly define who is a member and who is not based off of their own agency. Because a lot of times, I think it's a quote by Toni Morrison, where she talks about the power of defining shouldn't be up to the definers, but those who are living that lived experience. And so it's like you have a whole list of athletes that are saying, here I am, queer, gay, out loud. So let's not post, the wrong label or the wrong title on somebody who doesn't want to do it. But I was also genuinely curious because this isn't something that I feel like people talk about enough, or news coverage, like not even just record breaking, but just, the publicity of it all. And I am hoping, because I remember, I think it was Myra or Steven, that was just like, okay, well, one day it's going to be so normal. We're not going to care who's gay. And it's like, yes, I hope it is so normal where we don't care who's gay. We don't care who's trans. We don't care who's intersex. Like, it's not going to be a new thing.
And you're going to have to keep reminding us of what all of those labels mean. There's going to come a day we're like, now what is that?
Which is fine. I have to be reminded of stuff all the time too. I told you I don't know sports. There's a lot of stuff that everybody doesn't know, which is fine. But what I'm saying is that I just want it to be accepted, to be a part of our culture, where it doesn't feel like, oh my God, they're gay. Congratulations on being gay. It's like, what? I'm just gay.
I have a question. Okay, Kwyn, is it your team or my team? Your team. Which one of our teams has to claim the Australian breakdancer? Is it your team or my team?
Nobody wants that.
Your team. Is it your team? Your team or my team? Your team or my team? I think it's my team, isn't it? It's my team. It's heteros. It's heteros.
That's a good question.
I think we got to claim that. We got to claim that one. All right. All right.
Well, LA has already said for the 2028 Olympics, we out. No break dancing in the LA Olympics. I said, see there? That's why they said one person can ruin it for everybody.
That's right. One monkey really can.
One ruin it. One.
I don't understand how the Olympics are going to fit here. I don't get it.
No cars.
I think I don't know why she said
that's what the mayor said. She said,
I know. That's what I was like, am I helicoptering to work?
No, she said she's encouraging businesses to allow people to work from home. So you may be on Zoom for your classes or for your interaction with your students. And they are asking that they're like going to bring in like 3,000 buses from around the country in order to shuttle people back and forth to the events, including the observers, those that will be in the audience, the fans.
I'm going to rent my house and you should rent your apartment, Kwyn. You just rent your thing for 2 years worth of rent. Playa, you can get 2 years worth of rent.
Yes, you can rent
from somebody from Scasasconia who wants to come see their one athlete perform. You can get 2 years worth of rent of your place. Trust.
It depends. I know because this last earthquake this week, I think Oliver is done with me.
Did you feel it?
My desk fell over. Stuff fell over. Yes, I was at work, but I saw the vase moving. I was like, Lord, what's happening to my vision? I couldn't believe it still at first.
Yeah, I gotta stop drinking so early in the day.
The epicenter was right near Pasadena, which is where I lived, in City Hall and stuff. Is where the pipe broke and somebody was and I was like, ooh, I can see myself now. I would still be running. They would be like, well, somebody go get that lady. She's been running for 4 hours now down the 5 freeway.
And she doesn't have a flame or anything in her hand.
I lived there 25 years. I did not handle shakers well. Never.
No, it's an adjustment from Chicago. It's such a big reminder of how big the universe is, but it's also a really terrifying reminder of how big the universe is, like at any time. And Oliver is not with it. My cat is not with it. So I can't imagine subleasing and I have to move him again. I don't know.
You got a little while.
I do 4 years. Yeah. Hopefully I'm going to be living part of California by then, but
all right. Okay. Claim it. Okay. I thought, well, I'll be back east. No, a different part of California.
No, I really love it out here. We went to the museum and everything. I love the West Coast. I'm hoping I can stay here. Why are you laughing?
I love it. I love California. We went to the museum and everything. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. That's all. We went to the museum and everything. I love California.
I like museums, and I saw Esperanza Spalding in concert just on a whim.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I love it out here. So
the culture quotient is going way up.
Yes, and the history about California farmers, I think that'll be a good story to write too about the history of Black California farmers. I'm going on a tangent, but
that's okay. Well, we'll put it down for gay California farmers. That'll be
that sounds like a title of something else, but yeah.
Gayfarmers.com. Okay, so these are not all of these discussions, but what we started out with about the out and proud athletes at the 2024 Olympics. Those are the kinds of stories you're going to read in Young Kwyn's column every week, as well as other topics that we address. And today is Black and Missing Day. We are in partnership with the Black and Missing Foundation. And today they've given us the story about 56-year-old Christine Denise Miller, missing since July 30th from Oakland, California, and last seen driving her car, a 2015 Chevy Cruze, headed to Pasadena, but never arrived. Miss Christine is described as 4 feet 11 inches tall, dark complexion, short black hair, brown eyes. Take a look at her picture in our What You Need to Know newsletter if she looks familiar to you and someone you may have seen towards the end of the month. Hold on one second. Sorry. I didn't even mute myself, did I? But if you take a look at her picture and if you see it and she looks familiar to you, please get in touch with the Black and Missing Foundation website. And let's try to reconnect her with her friends and family. Okay. The other thing I wanted to bring up is that this is really my time of year as we are quickly approaching with the primary elections that are still going on and what have you. We are quickly approaching next week with the Democratic National Convention, but there were 4 primary elections on Tuesday in the states of Connecticut, Vermont, Wisconsin, and I can't remember the 4th one, but I can tell you. But here's the really cool thing. We did the story about a member of the squad in Minnesota. That was the 4th one. Minnesota had a member of the squad, Ilhan Omar, and 2 previous squad members, Cori Bush of Missouri and Jamal Bowman of New York, were very anti-Israel in the eyes of some of these pro-Israel PACs. And so they put millions of dollars in the campaigns of the people who were running against Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman. And they thought that perhaps Ilhan Omar, the Ethiopian immigrant, was going to be the 3rd person to lose her spot and lose that primary. They did not put the money in there, and they did not support her opponent. And she won last night, to the relief of a lot of people. But it was a matter of the pro-Israel PAC not putting millions of dollars in the pockets and in the advertising of her opponent. So she was saved. So that was a big story. But the story that I love so much was that a Black woman won the Democratic nomination for governor of Vermont. Vermont.
I know.
Vermont. I'm excited because I was accepted at Bennington College in Vermont back in the Stone Ages. And I really was like it was sort of like going to Morgan Park Academy all over again. I was one of maybe a handful of Black kids. And I felt so remote and so and unseen when I went to visit there. And they were really pushing for me to go. And I was like, I'm just not feeling this. And, getting up there in the wintertime. But there's a woman who chose to move her family to Vermont because she wanted to get her children a good education. And she thought she could make a great living. And now she's running for governor of the state. And if she wins, she will be the first Black female governor of any state in this country. And think about this, on top of that, and I don't want to jinx it, but if she wins and the Vice President Kamala Harris wins, look at that, look at God. So I was very excited about that last night and had to put that in the newsletter at the last minute. And Cherie's going, oh God, not another edit. But I'm really glad that we were able, and it's just something that just really just lifted my spirits and lightened my heart. So wanted to share that with you. So these are the kinds of things that you'll find in the What You Need to Know newsletter. Kwyn's brother, Cameron, has been writing a series on 10 years after the murder of Michael Brown and doing a really good job at it, and what has happened or what's the progress or lack of progress that's been made in terms of police relations and Black folks and demonstrating and things like that. So take a look at that. He's been doing it all week. So he'll have 4 articles for you by the end of the month, end of the week. And Coy Malone is our social justice contributor. And on Thursdays, mental health and wellness with Aprilette Russell. Our youngins are doing good work. And soon you will be saying young Kwyn. I trust that you'll be okay with that.
I will. Just a young geriatric here.
Yep. All right, Jerry.
Reference for nobody. A student called me geriatric. I didn't even know what that word was until today. So shout out to them knowing big words, but dig.
But not
by the way, just
so
you know, the root has its word in the Latin geritol. So
what does that mean? Come on.
Oh gosh.
That's what they make Google for.
And you know what they make Google for, so you're good at that. We made a reference last night, and Cameron was busy Googling. I said, "Oh, you can Google it later." He was really in there trying to figure out what Med and I were talking about. So if you please go to SybilWilkes.com, give us your name and your email address. We'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning, and we'd love to have you. It won't cost you a dime, and just sign up, and you don't even have to give your birth date if you don't want to. So let us move on to what's really going on. And young Kwyn was the I guess the source or the kind of the impetus for this question. Kwyn is beginning 2 new adventures. First is her move across the country and starting a new job, and the second is her journey to get her doctorate. She already has her undergrad, her master's. So the question is, even if you currently have an advanced degree, like you, Myra, what would you like to study today in order to get a doctorate? It doesn't have to do with anything that you do. Oh. It doesn't have to do with being a music producer. It doesn't have to, or a TV show producer. It doesn't have anything to do with being a comedian. It doesn't have anything to do with African studies. Kwyn, we know what you are going to study. And share with the people, if you will.
Applied sociology and social justice.
What that mean?
So applied sociology is not only the theoretical framework of sociology, but we're applying it to the actual systems of our current living conditions. And so my dissertation topic will be the marriage between higher education institutions and our carceral complexes. So like,
you don't know geriatric and you know carceral?
I know, right? And I don't know how to cook. That's what I'm saying. I can't be all of them. I'm very imperfect, y'all. I know.
You don't know karate, but you know crazy.
I do know that reference. Okay.
I was told there'd be no math. What is she? PhDs? Okay.
There is no math.
Well, I don't know if this directly answers your question, but I would like to study sign language.
Oh, okay.
To communicate, and plus I would like to be on the side of the stage when somebody like Snoop or somebody is up there performing. I can, sign and get my groove on with everybody. So yeah, I don't know if they have a PhD in sign, but
no, but you'd like to study. You like advanced study in that, huh?
Yeah, they probably do.
So funny story about that. While we wait for people to respond to this, what would you like to study at this stage in your life? Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember when Nelson Mandela passed away, and the funeral, the service was broadcast around the world. It was on CNN, and we were in the studio, and there was a guy who was doing all the signing for the people. And there was a lot of confusion, especially by the person who was off to the side, who was going to spell him, was going to take his place when he got tired, or they were supposed to give each other a break. And he's just looking, and it turns out this guy had no idea what he was signing. He was doing all this, and people are looking, going, what is he saying? And nobody wanted to say anything. And J.N.T. Brown said, wouldn't it be funny if he didn't know what he was doing? And it turns out he did not have a clue. And the world came to find out this joker was just up there just doing all of the hand signals and the sign language and nothing. So Myra, if you're going to study it, I know you're a good student. Get all that straight for us, would you?
Okay.
Okay.
Stephen Hill, what would you like to study?
It's a very specific field.
Okay.
Sybil.
Okay.
Like a doctorate in truly understanding female feelings. So happiness is tractable. Truly understanding female feelings, so happiness is tractable. It feels like it's a long thing, so I'm just going to take the acronym. TUFFSHI. Okay. Well, no, maybe I should keep the long. Maybe I should keep the long. Maybe I should keep the long version. Truly understanding female feelings, so happiness is truthful. Yeah, that's what I need a doctorate in that really badly.
Okay.
Did you women in gender studies?
A
PhD in women and gender studies.
Will that get me? Yes. I'll do that. Yes, I will.
Yes. And all I will say to that is FAAFO.
I'm not sure what that acronym is for, but
I bet you somebody out there listening, Stephen knows.
Well, I know the sign language
and find out. Yeah, okay. and what would Mrs. Stevens say about that? Right.
How quickly can you get it? I'm sorry.
Apparently 5 years.
I'm in.
You could choose to do a dissertation, or you could choose not to. And it depends if you're getting an EDD or a PhD. EDD is
that right?
I'm just so afraid that anything I would write would put the dis in dissertation. So I'm concerned about
I think your dissertation would be amazing. It would be amazing. Now, I don't know what you mean by female. I hope you mean femme identified, but I know what you meant.
Yeah, it didn't work with the acronym, so I couldn't really use that.
I know. You are ridiculous. Right.
He is male. Yes. So that is the question. If you could, what would you study today if you had the opportunity to go for a doctorate in something that is of great interest to you?
What about you, Sybil?
I still love photography, and I don't know how I could make a living out of it, but certainly there's got to be some sort of art school that would give me, and I know I don't need it, but it was just something that I still love so much. I would love the opportunity to do advanced study.
I love photography also, and back in the day when we used to have the dark room, I took as a grown woman just a personal interest class. I went to Pasadena City College to take photography, and maybe about 6 weeks into the class is when Richard Pryor had his show, his own television show. And I love comedy so much. I went to the teacher and said, I'm going to have to drop your class because Richard Pryor has a television show, and I know darn well it ain't going to last. Then I have to watch these episodes while they're on, and sure enough, it was canceled. I think they did 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And canceled it because I think he did a bit with the P word or something.
Yeah. Oh, is that the one he came out in the body stocking?
Yeah.
Yes. But also, it also had the famous "and the Pips." Freaking brilliant.
Myra, that's very funny. Did you ever have the opportunity to tell him that? Or Marsha Warfield that
you know what? I've never told Marsha that story, and she was on that show. I need to let her know. I literally, Kwyn, don't ever do this. I dropped out of school to watch a television show. This was before we had recorders.
Watch television, not be on a television.
To watch it.
Not dropping out to be on the Richard Pryor show.
To watch it. Yeah, I was that much of a Pryor fan. Yep.
Wow.
I like him. My dad likes him. My dad liked Richard Pryor when we grew up.
Did you guys have the records?
No, I remember he showed us his stand-up show. I remember he did a joke about the giraffe getting attacked, and he was like, "At least I'm still alive." That's the only joke I still remember. To this day. And I'm glad my dad introduced me to stand-up comedy and actually like comedians, and not these TikTok people that
not the 13 seconds worth of comedy.
Talk about it.
And don't say that to the youngins, okay?
I know. It's gonna keep coming at me.
Yeah, Jerry.
So that's our question today, and just let the world be your oyster in terms of what you would like to see. Michael Stallworth on Facebook says he'd like to study music history. Is there a particular area of music, a particular time frame of music history, Michael, that you'd like to study? Give us and if you could be a little bit more specific about what you'd like to study, and is there a particular area of it? Renita Bland on Facebook, I would study nutrition. I'm obsessed with calories in and calories out and how they digest. Maybe I could keep these pounds off. Girl, you and me both. Wow.
Okay.
True. That is the truth. But good for you. We need good nutritionists. Yeah. Ooh, Jasmine JRs is a little CSI fan, forensic psychologist. Yes.
What does that mean?
I think that's the criminal psychologists that are called to the scene to investigate.
The criminal scene investigators.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And they have started a whole new area of studies with the popularity of those TV shows. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that if I could figure out, I don't know, but this is just something about travel, because I miss traveling. I miss the adventure of it and everything. And we were talking about this at lunch because, times are just so a little tight. And not being, and Yolanda's like, you just can't use that as an excuse. So maybe if I had it as a course of study, I could, continue to travel the way that I used to and enjoy doing it, because I miss it. But I would like that.
Study abroad. And I don't know if this is just our institution at LMU or institutions across the board, but we have a record low amount of Black students who sign up or are even interested in studying abroad opportunities, because of either their financial circumstances or because nobody tells them that they can. There has to be such an atmosphere of permission for students to know you could do all these things. But yeah, if I wasn't able to actually study abroad when I was an undergrad, I don't know who I would be. So that's something we're trying to do too here.
Oh, you would be a good person for that. You would be that person to go out there and to, when your students come in and say, look at that picture. A Black person was a part of that, in creating the Eiffel Tower, even if it's not true. But, just encourage them to travel and to broaden their horizons.
Yes, because there's Black people everywhere.
Yeah. And Black Paris is really something.
I heard. I would love to experience Black Paris one day.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And Stephen Hill, I'm sure you know Black Paris.
I have been exposed.
I'm talking about that quadrant in Paris.
There too.
There. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yolanda, do we have any other suggestions? Yeah. Or people have their Michael Star Wars? Oh, okay, Michael, we got more. Criminal psychology, since true crime has been of interest to me these last few years. So we have music history and criminal psychology. And you could start with this group here. Charlotte Bowen Bellamy on Facebook, a doctorate in art and music. Love both.
Which
one do you love more? Which one do you love more? Olivia Ferguson on Facebook. I loved fashion. Yep, that's a good one too. Yeah. I think Kwyn could do a great one in cosmetology. She could be a doctor of absolutely. A different hairstyle every week and putting on,
that's a good segue. Shout out to my grandmother, who is the amazing hairstylist, an amazing woman. Because I told her one day I'm gonna have to shout her out, because she's always like, you always talk about your mama. You never talk about me. I'm gonna talk about you. I'm talking about you, Grandma. I love you. And thank you so much for giving me permission to change all the things. I love changing my hair. I love changing my makeup. I love changing my style. You have illustrated for me so many different iterations of what it means to be a feminine woman, but also a Black woman who just does it all, honey. So shout out to you. Shout out to you, Grandma. I love you very much.
That's sweet. That's really nice, because a lot of us don't have that. We just have, nightmares of that comb on the stove and
go.
Y'all didn't enjoy those days when you would get your hair pressed?
Not when they say, hold your ear. Hold your ear down. And all you heard was, bend over, let me get that kitchen.
Bend over is crazy.
Can't tell you how many times I've said that, Myra. So don't.
What just happened?
Just made it.
Midnight Rider off of YouTube said, I would like to study the true final frontier, the mind of our great friend, Yolanda Starks White.
Really?
And then it said, just
it's
for
right
laughs.
Just for laughs. Yeah.
Right
Who is that?
Right, Yolanda didn't put it up, so I figured I had to go get it.
And if you'd like to share more about that, because maybe that's Ward trying to figure his wife out. I don't know. But those are Gwyn Webb, a PhD in nap. All right, Gwyn on Facebook.
That's
a PhD in napping.
I think we have a winner.
Miserably.
You don't nap?
I can't. I'm not a napper.
Ambien is your study aid.
Okay. Yeah.
Melatonin.
I have it in my little school bag. Yeah, absolutely. What is that? Ambien? Okay. Right. So thank you very much for participating in our little question of the day. And Kwyn, we just want to wish you all the luck and wish you, great words and moments of history as you go and create this new chapter in your life.
I appreciate it. Honestly, I'm not going to take up too much time because I know Yolanda's going to push me away. But all three of you guys have been such a lighthouse for me as I navigate this adulthood through different evolutions and different iterations of my livelihood. But truly, Sybil, you are such a visionary and you deserve so much flowers. Thank you for bringing me on board. Thank you for believing in me. I wouldn't have this job if it wasn't for you and Yolanda. So just know that I consider you guys family, but really I consider you guys lighthouses on this journey because all you guys contain so much wisdom, so much light, and
so much
blessings. You guys are definitely one of the people I thank first. So thank you, God. Thank you guys so much.
And we want to be there when you present your dissertation.
Oh yes, when I cross the stage, I'm gonna show up at Morgan State in person. Okay. And we're gonna be in Baltimore. Like it's gonna be up. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
And I am that auntie. Don't get that. Kwyn. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, hold your applause until all the students have crossed the ma'am. Ma'am, you in the Prince purple. Ma'am, you in the Prince
purple. I want the purple. Yes. Please.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us and for being such a light for us. We appreciate it. Absolutely. And we wish you all the luck in the world. Let's move to trending topics. Stephen Hill, you and the Songbird have upcoming appearances.
Yeah.
You're going to Yoshi's, right?
Yoshi's on October 26th, 27th.
Birthday celebration.
Oh, there's two in China before that. If you happen to be in Chengdu or
Shandong.
That's right. Chengdu or Beijing. And then 3 more in November. And
3 more China appearances.
Yes, the first 2 are festivals. The next 3, she starts her own kind of concert tour. The first 3 of her own concert tour in November. It's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Nice.
It's very exciting. Nice. But I'm looking forward to her being with a band in the United States as well soon. So that'll be great.
That'll be a reunion. That'll be very special. Absolutely. Myra.
Sybil. Where are we going to be, Sybil?
You and I will be at the Atlanta City Winery. September 13th.
No, I think it's the 14th.
It's the 14th? Okay. It's a Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll be there that Saturday. J. Anthony Brown.
Yeah, J. Anthony Brown. Yeah.
I'm not doing comedy. Trust me, I would not. Nope. Just be there.
It would be great, actually.
No. I know my limitations. I just have a show so I can be silly. But we're going to have like a question and answer period, from what I understand, after the shows. And so I'll be a part of that. They'll ask us questions about the TJMS and things like that. So looking forward to that. This is a sad story. For those of us who are chocolate chip cookie fans, Wally Famous Amos has died.
No.
Founder of the Famous Amos cookies, known and beloved worldwide, died today at the age of 88, according to his family. The entrepreneur died peacefully at his home with his wife by his side after a battle with dementia. I heard that he was suffering from dementia. His children, Sarah, Michael, Gregory, and Sean, announced his passing in a statement. He was born in Tallahassee, Florida. He built his brand from one bakery in Hollywood, California in 1975 and a family recipe. Our dad inspired a generation of entrepreneurs, his children said, adding with his Panama hat, kazoo, and boundless optimism. Famous Amos was a great American success story and a source of Black pride. It's also a part of our family story for which we will forever be grateful and proud. 88.
I was living in Los Angeles when those cookies hit. When I tell you it was like crack season,
right?
Those people went crazy over Famous Amos cookies. And they were itty bitty.
They were little,
yeah. You had to eat
like just a handful, and
it was like the White Castles of cookies.
Right.
You had to eat like a dozen. But but they were really good. So I was very happy for his success.
And that Panama hat, and they didn't mention the Hawaiian shirt, but that was always something that caught my eye. Yeah.
So I know this is true of other folks. Usually it used to be Abe Vigoda, but I swear I could have sworn famous Amos died a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Am I? And I'm like I'm really sitting there shocked. I'm wrong. He no, just that I mean, and I know everybody has that person like when you hear they died, like, oh, I thought that happened like 10 years ago.
But that was really true for Abe Vigoda. It was like
Abe Vigoda was like Abe Vigoda. Nope. There was actually literally there was a website, I kid you not, and it's still up.
Yeah.
Is Abe Vigoda dead? And it was Abe Vigoda alive, and for years it was just yes, and then when he died, it was like no. Yes. No. I forget.
And I wonder if that's when they announced that he did have dementia, where people just assumed that he wouldn't be around long. Yeah, but 88, I was surprised at that. So thank you for all of this.
I know.
A Ferguson, Missouri police officer is fighting for his life after a Michael Brown protest. According to the police chief, the police officer in Ferguson was assaulted during protests marking the 10th anniversary of the fatal shooting of Michael Brown. This took place Friday night, and it was the 10th anniversary, 2014 is when it happened. And this took place outside the Ferguson Police Department after a demonstration commemorating Brown's death turned destructive, according to the police chief, Troy Doyle. Elite officer Travis Brown, who was beloved by not only his fellow officers, by the community as well. He had served in a number of different positions in the police departments in his area and was really viewed as an up-and-comer in the criminal business. And other officers began attempting to make arrests in response to protesters damaging a fence outside of the police station. A protester charged Officer Brown when he attempted to make an arrest, causing him to fall and hit his head, leaving him with a severe brain injury. Protesters hurt 2 additional officers, leaving one with an ankle injury and another with abrasions. But he is very close to and is on constant watch and care. From what I understand, this young man who is fighting for his life. Fox News is reporting that it was an alternative delegate to the Democratic National Convention is a suspect, one of the people accused of damaging the fence moments before a police officer was critically injured. And he apparently has withdrawn. Another report says he's withdrawn as an uncommitted alternate delegate to the DNC, which starts in Chicago on Monday. He was charged, his name is Keith Rose. He was charged with felony first-degree property damage following the protest. And in addition to his role at the state Democratic Party, he serves on the Civilian Oversight Board for the St. Louis Police Department. Some aldermen are pushing him to have him removed from that position as well. But you just don't want to see, here's this guy who's just trying to do be that connector in his community. And then taken down like this. It's very sad situation.
Yeah, prayers up for him and his family.
Absolutely. Kwyn, I came up with this story for you. French prosecutors opened an investigation into the online harassment complaint made by the Olympic boxing champion Imani Khalif. This was the subject of your story last week. After a torrent of criticism and false claims about her sex during the Summer Games, the Paris prosecutor's office has announced that the athlete's lawyer has filed a legal complaint with a special unit in the Paris prosecutor's office that combats online hate speech on Friday. The attorney said the boxer was targeted by a misogynist, racist, and sexist campaign, meaning more than one, as she won gold in the women's welterweight division, becoming a hero in her native Algeria and bringing global attention to women's boxing. The prosecutor's office said that it received a complaint from its Office for the Fight Against Crimes Against Humanity and Hate Crime and opened an investigation that charges of cyber harassment based on gender, public insults based on gender, public incitement to discrimination, and public insults on the basis of origin. 2 female boxers were disqualified from the 2023 World Championship after being judged to have failed gender eligibility tests and were cleared to fight at the Olympic Games in Paris. Khalif was unwillingly thrust into the worldwide clash over gender identity and regulation in sports after her first fight in Paris, when her Italian opponent pulled out just seconds after the match, citing pain from the opening punches. But that part, I mean, that's a part of the sport, I guess. I never understood boxing and why they call it the sweet science. I don't understand that either. But a part of the saying, oh, that was too hard. That just seemed to be a ridiculous reason to pull out. Just fall down, say, okay, she got me. I'm good. I want to go home. And because it really did incite so much in the days that followed this young woman during what should have been a great time for her.
Yeah.
Did
I read what she's suing? Is it Elon Musk? Did you read that?
I heard that. I did not read the story, but I did hear that. Yeah, Myra.
I read something about that. I don't remember the
I
details.
don't understand why.
Is she suing him individually because of X, or is it like something because of what he said? Because she should go after JD Vance as well.
It was something. I think it was something that he said on X. Don't quote me because I just glanced over an article, but that's what I thought I read. It was Elon and Rowling.
J.K. Rowling.
From Harry Potter. Yeah.
There's a term called TERF, which is trans exclusionary radical feminist, for somebody who does not want to stand on the sides or advocate for, who doesn't believe that trans women are women. And so J.K. Rowling is infamous for being a TERF. Like, she does not.
That's TURF.
Yes, TERF.
Oh, TERF.
She does not want anything to do with trans folks at all. And she's been doing this, from what I know, for the past couple of years, when it started off like way back when different pad companies, and I even heard this on NPR when they were talking about pregnancy, terms are changing now. So you hear people say those who experience pregnancy instead of just saying women. Mm-hmm. Or you'll hear somebody say those who use menstrual products instead of just saying women, because we know that trans men, because most trans men still either have a vagina biologically, can get pregnant, can still be on their period, all these things. And so J.K. Rowling, she just started going on a tangent on Twitter, just like, you're taking away my rights as a woman. Now I have to go ahead and start saying this. And it's like, girl, like, did you create the wizarding world?
Okay.
All of these, I was going to say,
and things like what? So it was very, well, nobody really rocks with her for real, at least in my community. But
I find that very, very strange because, well, at least people that I in the Christian community, when Harry Potter first came out, they were just like, witchcraft, sorcery, boo, no, wouldn't let kids
and
read
people
it.
Stood by her. They, she took, they withstood all of that. And stood with her, saying that, she was a gifted writer. So here's the story. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk have been named in the cyberbullying lawsuit filed in France by the Olympic champion boxer, Imani Khalif. Of course, the first gold medalist in women's boxing, the first boxer overall to win gold since 1996. Wednesday, her attorney said they filed a criminal complaint over alleged acts of cyber harassment to the Paris Public Prosecutor's Office. And the legal action was against X, as you said, Myra, formerly known as Twitter, which under French law means it has filed, which under French law means it was filed against unknown persons. Mm-hmm. And it claims the 25-year-old was the victim of misogynistic, racist, and sexist cyberbullying. So it's all a part of this same case.
That's wild. I'm surprised that she decided to. Well, I guess it makes sense why she decided to file it in France and not.
Well, where all of this took place, I guess.
Yeah, it's under French, and French laws are different, so
there's that.
Has a better chance of getting traction.
Yeah.
Well,
especially, yeah.
This could set a precedent for cyber harassment, couldn't it?
It absolutely could.
Yeah. This will be
absolutely good.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move to entertainment. And everybody knows what a great DJ Shaquille O'Neal is, and he's bringing his skills and his music to Texas, to Fort Worth specifically. The NBA legend is. Are you still without air?
I am.
I have been wanting to ask him for the last few minutes. Are you trying to relate to me, or is this a signal, or what?
Well, no, you remember.
I'm having my own personal
private summer. Having a private
because
summer.
When he was in China, he was about to fall out because he was doing the show from a room that had no air conditioning.
Yes. And evidently it's contagious, and I brought it back with me.
Oh, bless your heart. Okay, so we'll go real quickly through this. The NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal is bringing his music festival back to Fort Worth for a second year in a row. He goes by the name DJ Diesel. When DJ announced that the Shaq's Base All Stars Festival is returning to Panther Island Pavilion November 16th. That's a good time of year to come, too. After all this heat leaves us. Last year, the first time that he pumped up the volume in Fort Worth, and it will feature 17 performers across 2 stages all along the beautiful Trinity River at the outdoor Panther Island Pavilion. And bass is an amalgamation of electronic music featuring styling such as dubstep and trap. I know trap. I don't know dubstep. Stephen Hill, do you know dubstep?
I do indeed. Shout out to Skrillex.
Okay.
Among others. Yep.
Got it.
No.
DJ.
No.
Say again, Kwyn?
I said I never heard Shaq DJ.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I would hear that Shaq DJ. So.
Well, come on, Jerry. Come catch up with the group.
Sorry, I didn't take my meds. I don't know. Let's stop doing this adultist stuff. I want to be old. I want to see 88, 89. 90.
Amen. I pray that you do. I pray that you do. And that you don't have little smart ass kids saying, come on, Grandma, keep up.
Keep up. Keep up.
Real quick, speaking of festivals, are any of you, particularly Kwyn and Stephen, are you going to the Fool in Love Festival?
What's that?
That's the one that has all these great, like the Jacksons and Diana Ross and Lionel Richie.
60 groups performing on the 31st of August
this month
in LA. Yeah.
Would love to be. I'll be a Burning Man, but that's the one thing. That's the one thing I've seen where I'm like, maybe stay home. No.
Yeah.
And Burning Man is weekend after next, right?
It starts on the 25th and goes to the day after Labor Day. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
So we'll see you after that.
If it's a choice between groceries or a concert, I usually go with the concert. So it depends.
Yep.
I'll probably go.
And then just come to Steve's house and eat.
Literally.
There it is.
That's what I'm waiting. When you were talking about downtown, I said, please come drop off
some groceries.
Papa though. Anything else?
That's all he has in his house.
Oh God.
Let's close out with our daily inspiration. Yogi's Jewel. Daily inspiration is healthy choices. Choices is the theme this week. Healthy choices lead to well-being. Prioritize choices that contribute to your physical, mental, and emotional health. So inhale positivity. Exhale negativity. Keep going. Thank you all so much, Kwyn. We'll see you for a short period next week. Myra, Steve, have a great week. Everybody, thank you for joining us.
Everyone, be kind to yourselves.
Yeah, be good to each other.